Bigger homes, bank accounts, designer fashion, and fancy cars. It seems like celebrities have it all, but just because they're celebrities doesn't mean that they aren't protected from mental health problems. Hi, I'm Stacey Taylor, and today I'm breaking down the top 10 celebrity breakdowns we should have seen coming in 2022. So which celebrities did you see break down this year, and let us know in the comments below. Coming in at number 10 today, we have Kanye West. Kanye West's mental health has been deteriorating for a while now, and it's gotten to the point that someone just needs to take his phone away and get him the help he needs. This past year, Kanye has been going on unhinged rants where he's posted some anti-Semitic comments. With Twitter and Instagram taking these comments seriously, they would even suspend Kanye's accounts for a bit. With Kanye showing up to an event wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, and during an interview with Tucker Carlson, he would spool out conspiracy theories to such a degree that he had to ask if he had landed in the Alex Jones territory yet. The instability from Kanye is hardly surprising, as several years ago the rapper was showing us concerning signs that we all should have been watching, and not just because of his mental health, but because of his beliefs. Kanye has been paving a path to his own downfall over the last couple of years, and with having bipolar disorder and being in the public eye, there are periods of times where Kanye is faced with high levels of stress, and it's become a huge risk factor more than ever as he's continued to have manic episodes, and the world has been seeing countless manic episodes come from the star. And as long as we keep encouraging them, it's only going to get worse from here. And number 9, Cara Delevingne. When Cara Delevingne's alleged breakdown started to hit headlines, some tabloids have even gone as far to publish some concerning paparazzi shots of the model at her most vulnerable, with some of these photos feeling reminiscent of the photos that were published of Britney Spears when she shaved her head. We should have seen all the signs leading up to Cara Delevingne's breakdown, as the situation has been building up for years now. Instead of the media realizing that the model was struggling and that her closest friends and family were deeply concerned for her, the media continued to ignore Cara's calls for privacy and began to stalk her and create narratives about her so they could make money. With Cara's constant partying and odd behavior, it has become the main contributors to her breakdown this year. Saying that Cara has been going through a tough time lately would be an understatement, and the fact that the media has continued to add videos and pictures while headlining the star's downfall, as she's been pictured with messy hair and no shoes at an airport, has definitely had a negative impact on Cara and her loved ones. With that being said, Cara's family and friends are urging her to go to rehab, and we should have known that something more serious was going on with the star, and we should have been more supportive and understanding instead of mocking her to the world. Hey Peaches, are you enjoying this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And number 8, Will Smith. Will Smith left a lot of people confused during the 94th Annual Academy Awards, with the situation being tense for both people at home and in the audience at the event. The reaction from Smith is something we all should have seen coming, as he's been struggling for a while now, and he's let everything boil up to a point where he lost control and couldn't even retract his actions. With Will having a troubled childhood, a falling out with his son Jaden, and a strained relationship with his wife, we would all come to know after the Oscar incident that Will Smith has been struggling with a lot, especially when it comes to Jada, as she would even come out to say that she never even wanted to marry Will. Will has also come out recently to say you never know what a person is going through, and on the night of the Oscars he was going through a lot. While stating he's not using this as an excuse to justify his behavior, however, he found the punchline Chris used too much to bear, as Will has been allowing things in his life to build up for a while now, and with Jada constantly trying to humiliate Will every chance she gets, everything definitely bubbled up over time with the star, and before he knew it, he was so filled with rage that he would have no recollection of his actions, and that night would become a horrific night that he just can't seem to forget. And number 7, Gabbie Hanna. Gabbie Hanna's rise and fall to fame has been filled with a decade of online feuds and controversies that should have indicated something worse was coming. Back in August, Gabbie Hanna started to make headlines after she posted 100 TikTok videos over the course of several hours, in which she described later as a manic episode. In the midst of her post, a stranger would even enter her house and live stream with her, claiming to be there to check on her well-being. However, many have suggested that the man was cynically motivated to check on Gabbie for clout. She lives with bipolar disorder, and the days the event took place were throes of a manic episode at the time. With Gabbie being no stranger to controversy, she's been involved in countless explosive feuds, drama, and speculation over the course of her decade-long career as an influencer, and all of these controversies should have indicated that she was having a breakdown. When Gabbie opened up about her mental health, and when she took a break from social media, and when she returned to social media, and when police started doing welfare checks on the influencer, we all should have known the star was having some sort of mental breakdown, and we should have encouraged her to get the help she needed instead of ridicule her as she was having a manic phase that she never experienced before. Coming in at number 6, Scott Disick. This year, Scott Disick has gotten pretty real with us about his feelings. Back in April, he got pretty real about how he was feeling left out of the Kardashian family barbecue due to Kourtney and Travis also being in attendance. Feeling left out and not being told anything going on has been especially hard on Scott because he doesn't have another family to go to. Even though losing Kourtney was a huge loss, he would rather be around her and Travis than not be around his family at all. With Scott messaging Kourtney's ex making fun of Travis, Kourtney would ultimately react to the DMs being shared and would label them as despicable on an episode of The Kardashians. While Scott has acknowledged that he has stopped trying to win Kourtney back, he's also said his feelings for her haven't gone away. He was having a hard time accepting the fact that she was now married, and we all should have noticed before he broke down. With Scott claiming he was working on himself, we should have noticed that his health was deteriorating after he was involved in a car accident due to speeding and declined medical treatment. While back in November, Scott told sources that he stepped up his treatment and therapy following years of public struggles and was considering attending an inpatient program for additional help. We all should have noticed he was struggling with loving himself. Number 5, Amber Heard. With Amber Heard embracing the next chapter of her life following the defamation court battle with her ex-husband Johnny Depp, we all should have known after she had a breakdown in the courtroom trying to win the trial that she would make a huge fuss about the trial after she lost. With Amber calling the verdict a setback for women and that she was scared it will mean more silence for survivors looking to come forward, with the actress finally admitting that she did do and say horrible, regrettable things throughout the relationship, I don't think any of us were surprised when Amber ended up breaking down on the stand as she was trying everything she could to win the trial. When Amber returned to the witness stand to testify against Johnny, she would cry as she tried to paint a narrative that she had to relive trauma every single day. With Johnny suing Amber for $50 million, she was bound to try anything to get out of it. And even with the pair recently settling, Amber has still gone on to break down in an attempt to defend her fake truth. Number 4, Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller has recently gone through an intense crisis that has been broadcasted all over the media. However, since he stepped onto the scene with his first breakout role in 2012, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, his career has been overshadowed by numerous public controversies. That should have been an indicator that their breakdown was coming anytime soon. With his aggressive and odd behavior taking an all-time high in 2022, their overall breakdown shouldn't have been so shocking to most. After being issued restraining orders and countless arrests this year alone, Ezra would even say that they now understand that they are suffering from a complex mental health issue and that they would enter into ongoing treatment to help them deal with it. With the actor acknowledging their behavior, they still continue to claim to be not guilty. With a series of scandals picking up, we're only going to see Ezra's career spiral more out of control, and their breakdowns are only going to get more frequent if they remain in the public's eye. With The Flash being set to open up in theaters on June 23rd, 2023, they haven't received any consequences for their actions, which could result in some serious trouble later. And number 3, we have Pete Davidson. Taking care of himself, Pete Davidson is undergoing trauma therapy following Kanye West's threatening social media post after the comedian has had a brief relationship with Kim Kardashian. After Pete made the decision to split ways with Kim, he decided to seek treatment after he was breaking down over the violent post Kanye was sharing over the course of Pete's and Kim's relationship. After calling it quits less than a year of being together, it wasn't really shocking that Pete would have a breakdown breakdown over Kanye's actions. With Kanye constantly attacking Pete through his social media posts, Kanye's obsession with trying to control and manipulate the situation had a huge negative effect on Pete. And it's really sad when you think about it. With Pete and Kim wanting nothing more but a quiet, healthy relationship, Kanye made it really hard on them. For the longest time, Pete even tried to make us all believe that he was finding Kanye's pranks hilarious, but none of us really believed him. While the actor was trying to downplay the impact of the messages he was receiving from Kanye, he tried to play it off that he just felt sorry for Kanye. However, at the same time, he just wished Kanye would stop and leave him alone because all the stress he was causing on Pete wasn't good for his mental health, and it actually caused his mental health to deteriorate. At number 2, Aaron Carter. While Aaron Carter's passing came to a shock to many of his fans, the breakdowns he had over 2022 should have been an indicator that something really concerning was going on. Just days before Aaron passed away, he would go live on his social media accounts where he would cry reading a message from his fiancée Melanie, which stated that he was going to pass away really soon. With the words clearly upsetting Aaron, the text from Melanie was a cry for him to stop huffing on Instagram, as many of his fans allege that's what they saw him doing in the past few videos he was posting. While Melanie was trying to address her concerns that it wasn't safe and all she wanted for Aaron to do was to not do this to himself, with Aaron posting many concerning videos on his live stream and post, fans would sometimes voice their own concerns. With one fan writing, "I was watching his IG live the other day thinking this guy needs help as soon as possible." With the countless amounts of welfare checks being called on Aaron and the videos posted to his page where he expressed his love for his estranged siblings, should have been signs that showed us Aaron needed help and he was begging for help, and we all just ignored his pleas. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Justin Bieber. During an interview with Apple Music shared with People, Justin would open up about his mental health journey and some of the hardest truths surrounding his marriage, and what he's been forced to face since getting married. With it all being a journey, Justin remembers when he first got married, he thought it was gonna fix all of his problems, and he would later realize that it didn't. It was just a reflection that made him realize that he was a hypocrite. Justin would note he wanted his wife to do things that he wasn't going to do. He went on to note that he wasn't the man he thought he was going to be, and it just caused him to experience a lot of trauma surrounding his life circumstances. With Bieber also suffering from Ramsay Hunt syndrome, this year he also had to learn how to handle his health scares. With both Justin and his wife going through some serious health issues this year, they've been trying to combat their mental health together. But with it, both have had to face some challenges that haven't always been kind on their mental health. With getting married so young, the couples had to face so many challenges, and not all of them have been easy. And that's not really surprising that Justin has been pretty open about his marriage and his breakdowns over the last couple of years. Well, that's it for this video, my little peaches. Until the next one, remember to stay juicy.